It's 1 o'clock on Monday, January 29th. It's 0 degrees and the dogs and I have come up to the K&P Trail north of White Lake Road. Haven't been up here for a while. The trail is supposedly closed for snowmobiling, but I'm not sure that's going to necessarily stop all of them. I can see here that this has been recently groomed and it seems to be in pretty good shape, but the warm weather of the last few days apparently made the trail pretty poor in a lot of areas. So as far as I know, they closed it. Anyhow, we'll walk up here. The walking is good right now. It's fairly stiff because it got down below freezing last night and it's just at freezing now. So not slushy really. And it's quite smooth, so we'll walk up here and see how it goes. If it gets really busy with snowmobiles, we may not go too far, but well, about 20 minutes in and it's great going so far. The trail's really nice for walking on, nice and packed. I can see that the trail groomer has been here probably overnight and got it all smoothed out and it's hardened up with the cold temperatures. So very good for walking on, not slushy or anything, nice and stiff. We had our typical dog walk this morning around the property, but this afternoon so far I've been sort of wasting time thinking that it wasn't easy to walk anywhere outside right now, because where I've been walking at our place on the trails, my footprints have been sinking into the deep snow and then freezing, so you get a very undulating trail to walk on. This is nice and smooth here, and I just didn't think it would be in this shape right now. I thought it would be really slushy or very irregular too, with snowmobile marks all over it and everything. .135 and we just crossed Ball Road and the weather's still nice. In fact, we're getting a few blue sky patches now. Sunshine. Seems like a long time since we've seen some decent sunshine. Oh, it feels so nice. So I guess we'll walk up to the new bridge, see it for a second time. Haven't had the dogs there yet, so that'll be a good walk. 5.5 kilometers each way, so 11K altogether, but the walking is good. The trail surface is firm and smooth. I hit it just right. If I'd come up here yesterday, it would have been all slush and I would have been sinking in with each step, making it much harder. So today should be good, and probably tomorrow and the next day, as long as the snowmobiles aren't back out on it. When the sun is out like this, you can certainly feel the increased warmth that it has. It's getting stronger, even though we're only a month since the winter solstice. The days are getting longer and the sun is getting stronger. That's a nice feeling. So just a few hundred meters south of the Elbow Creek Bridge now. So we've almost finished our walk one way. Oh, it's just gorgeous out now. It's cleared up for the most part. Probably about 1 degree maybe. Feels warmer even with the sun, but it's probably 1 degree or just on the 0 mark, because the trail is still nice and stiff. It hasn't really melted at all, so maybe we are at around 0. But just a gorgeous day. Slight north wind, but just beautiful. The only birds I've seen or heard up here are chickadees, ravens, blue jays, tree sparrows, juncos, and I think I had maybe a brown creeper back there. Nuthatch, both nuthatches. Not a whole lot of species up here today at this hour anyhow. So here we are, the new Elbow Creek Bridge. This is as far as we're gonna go. This is 5.5 kilometers up to this point, and 5.5 back, obviously, for 11 total. So we'll have a good walk once we head back. So it's about 2:15, so it took us about 1 hour and 15 minutes or 1 hour and 12 minutes or so to get up here. Fairly good pace considering we're walking on snow. And if I'd known the conditions were going to be this nice, I would have just worn my hiking shoes instead of these big clunky winter boots that I've got on. They are not fun to walk long distances in, really. I thought it would be slushy up here, that's why I put them on, but it's just perfect walking conditions on the smooth, stiff snow. So Would have been fine in shoes. Even running shoes would have been fine. Oh well, can't have everything, I guess. Just gonna sit here for a few minutes and enjoy the scenery and the solitude and the warmth of the sun. So here are the particulars about this bridge. It looks like it was made by the Algonquin Bridge Company, and it's got a date of manufacture December 2023, and then a few load limit numbers there. .220, and we're on our way back. We just had a 5-minute sit down. Now Zoe's anxious to get back home, so we're on our way. Boy, it's just beautiful out right now. Just gorgeous. Not a whisper of wind. Beautiful blue sky with white fluffy clouds passing by, sun streaming through the tree branches, long shadows developing in late afternoon. Beautiful. This is one of those hikes that you tend to remember, that gets etched in your memory for the long term. Uh-oh, the helicopters are looking for me again. I don't think they're gonna find me out here though. I'm hidden in the shadows. Gone right by. Just heard that same plane go over that I was tracking last summer. It's been continuing to fly over here all year, basically, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. That's UAE 242 Airbus A380 going from Toronto to Dubai. It goes, like I said, I think 3 times, 4 times a week. I'm not really sure what the total number is, but it's kind of interesting. It flies over here all the time, and I can always distinguish it from most other airliners as it flies over, because it has quite a deep roar compared to most of them, and that's because of its huge size with 4 huge engines on it. Even though it's relatively quiet, I guess, compared to old jets, it still makes quite a roar as it goes over, even though it's at 35,000 feet usually. Days like this make me remember times when I was out snowshoeing for long periods of time, or cross-country skiing. There was a period in my life where I did quite a bit of cross-country skiing. One year I built a homemade sled. I called it my luge because we had a large hill near where I lived, and basically it was just constructed out of 2x4s. 2 runners and cross members made of 2x4s, and then on the runners I put sheet plastic from those plastic toboggan things the kids buy that are just sheets. So I stapled that on the sides and around the bottom. And at one time I even had copper runners on it. And when that hill got to be pure ice, I could fly down that hill at probably 40 miles an hour. It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of good times on that old luge. Here's one of the viburnums in winter. You can see the droops of berries still hanging on. They have these long, velvety buds, quite pointy, all over the top of the shrub, or all the twigs basically. Quite a unique look to them. I'm actually feeling quite warm now. Wow, just gorgeous, the sun. I've really needed this to replenish my vitamin D. I think I've been getting a little low. I've been feeling a bit dragged out lately and lethargic, but this makes me feel a lot more alive again. I'm so glad I came up here. I almost decided just to muck around at home doing things, and I'm glad I didn't. So it's 3 o'clock and we're just crossing Bell Road here on the way back. So we should be back by about 20 to 4. Got about 40 more minutes of walking to get back to the car. And the day is just incredibly beautiful right now. Just beautiful here in front of the rock cut, nicely protected out of the little bit of wind that there is, and beautifully warm. Feels like a spring day. If I stood here long enough, I'd probably even get a bit of a suntan. So we're just about 10 minutes from the end of this hike and still no snowmobiles. Will we make it? Or will our record be broken at the last minute here? I think we'll make it. It's been so nice just to walk through here quietly and not have the fumes of the passing snowmobiles. I haven't done one of these longer walks lately for probably a couple weeks. And especially with these big boots on, I'm feeling it a bit. I know there's a few viewers of this channel who ride their bikes up and down this trail and the Cataraqui Trail frequently. I'd be interested to hear how you're doing and whether you're excited to thinking about getting back out onto the trail again in a couple months' time. Curious to hear what bikes you're riding. That kind of thing, or if you have any plans for big outings on these trails or anywhere else this summer, send me some comments. Always fun to read about other people's plans along the trails for the summer. So we're about 200 meters or so out, maybe 300 meters from the end. You can hear the highway now. as we get closer to Highway 38. Just past 3:30. And the dogs will be looking for their dinners when I get them home. I typically feed them about 4 o'clock. And they let me know if it's a bit late. Okay, 3:38, and we're just about at the end of the hike. Hope you enjoyed that wander up the K&P Trail from White Lake Road to the Elbow Creek Bridge and back on this beautiful late January day.